Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. And I just can't help myself. I'm already getting a little excited. Let's go ahead and project what Tennessee Titans rookie quarterback Cam Ward will do this season. I just can't help it. I've been thinking about it. People have been asking me. I've been writing numbers down. I've been going through historical data. I've been writing numbers down. And I have some numbers for you. Let's go ahead and do it. Initial, okay? I might do a revised version as we get closer to the season, but just initial. I really don't see much of a reason to, unless if, God forbid, Calvin really got injured or something like that, or we made a huge trade and got some crazy addition to this receiving core or something like that. Otherwise, I don't really see a reason to change these numbers. So again, I'm not beholding him to these numbers, and I'm anticipating him being the starting quarterback week 1, and I'm anticipating him, I did 15 and a half games. You're probably going to get knocked out for a game or two. So I also considered that and paired that with the rest of the quarterbacks of the last 10 years. Actually, I went back as far as since 2010. So I really, anything before then, I didn't consider. Yes, we have rookie seasons where Peyton Manning had 21 touchdowns, 22 interceptions, and then people would bring that up to you, by the way. Remember that? People would bring that up to you telling you, well, Will Levis did this and Peyton Manning did that. Peyton Manning ended up being good. Why are you using data from 1999? It's just ridiculous. Oh, my God. So, we're going to use rational data. We're using since 2010. And I think the NFL really shifted 2012. So even though I used 2010, and really 2011 was more important to me because that included Cam Newton, that included Jake Locker, that included Blaine Gabbert, and other guys that weren't included. So, assuming he starts week 1, assuming he plays 15 and a half games, this is what I have. Now, put these numbers in context of him being a rookie. These are rookie numbers. Remember what rookie numbers are. Okay, just a couple examples. Baker Mayfield, one of the best rookie years ever. In fact, let me pull up this number again. Baker Mayfield, one of the best rookie quarterbacks ever. He didn't even play all 16 games. I think he only ended up playing about 12 because that was Hugh Jackson who wanted to keep him benched and all of that. It was ridiculous. Baker, he had 14 games. He had 27 touchdowns, which was great. He had 14 interceptions. And his passer rating was 93.7, which is pretty good. This, in today's NFL, that would have been about average. It's a great rookie year. It's a great rookie year. The best rookie year ever. Justin Herbert, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Passer rating was still under 100. It was 98.3. So put the numbers in context. Last year, number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, I think. Actually, if you watch the tape, it wasn't very good. And a lot of Bears fans weren't happy with it and were very disappointed. And they ended up not being very good. So it's a great touchdown interception ratio. What was his completion percentage? It was, do I have it in front of me? 62.5, but he took a lot of sacks. He dunked a lot, and then his pass rating going to be 87.8. So, without further ado, here are the stat projections. So, low end. I have low, I have expected, and I have high. Low end. This is if things go bad. Now, low, I'm not expecting. High, I'm not expecting. Low, by the way, does not mean the worst case scenario, because the worst case scenario is that he's so bad he ends up getting benched and Will Levis goes back in there. That's a possibility. It's not more than 10%, I believe, so I'm not considering it, but it's in the realm of possibility. I've seen crazier things. If you would have told me Bryce Young's rookie year would have went the way it went, I would have told you you were effing crazy. Look at me, I almost slipped. And yet it happened. So just keep it under context. So 59% completion percentage, 3,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 70.6 passer rating. This is a scenario where I think no matter what, as you see from all three of these projections, he's going to have double-digit interceptions. Most quarterbacks do. The only ones that don't are ones that were particularly low in terms of their interceptions in college, but also in terms of their turnover-worthy percentages in college. Now, here's the thing, and I'll leave this comeback to in a second. If you look at Cam Ward's stats, he only has 1 year where he threw for a lot of interceptions. Really, it wasn't that many. It was 10 his second year in Kenneth Ward. However, the last year at Miami there, that 39-7, I can tell you at least on tape 4 or 5 interceptions that he should have on top of that. And even a guy like Mariota, who we had, who can be fantastic in college and not turn the ball over, be great at that when you go to a bad franchise and they're asking you to do more things, you're probably going to throw double-digit interceptions in your first year. Again, I just mentioned Baker Mayfield, who threw 14 interceptions in 14 games, right? Herbert threw 10. Mostly, you're probably going to throw them. The ones that haven't would be Caleb, but Bears fans will tell you, Caleb was not throwing the ball nearly enough downfield as he should have. He was intentionally not throwing dangerous throws to save. I don't know if he was saving his stats. I don't know if he was just trying to save face, but he didn't throw the ball. He didn't take enough risks. Jaden Daniels, who, okay, that tracks him. That makes sense. C.J. Stroud didn't throw interceptions in college. He threw interceptions last year, oddly, by the way, in his sophomore year. RG3 in his rookie year. But more like, if you play enough games, you're probably going to throw double digit. And that's not a problem to me. Now, this year that I'm projecting as low end would be concerning. Would it be so bad that I'd be off of him? No. He's the number one pick. There's been number one picks that have had years like this and bounced back. It would be concerning. Okay? The interceptions are too high. The touchdowns are too low. And the funny thing is, though, and why I gave him more grace, and you'll see from my expected, is despite how bad things were last year, and they were bad, we still had 22 touchdowns passing. I'm like, how did that happen? But we had 21 interceptions. So at least the interceptions will be down, but with the wide receiver core, maybe Ridley gets hurt or something, and then now we're just relying on Manor and Restrepo and Lockett. Okay, in that scenario, their touchdowns are going to be lower. Because that's just, I mean, who are we throwing to? And even like last year, I mean, same thing, you made the same argument. But again, this is the low end. Expected. This is what I expect. This is my official prediction for Cam Ward's rookie year. 61.5 completion percentage, 3,300 yards, 20 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 83.1 passer rating. Now, keep in mind, before people say, oh, this isn't good enough, MJ being negative again. This is considering we have Calvin Ridley, a 30-year-old Calvin Ridley, by the way, as our number one. We don't know who our number two is yet. It's probably Tyler Lockett off of the bat. And then rookie Van Jefferson, who is the scammer in the league. We have Chico Conco, who made the occasional play. We'll see what we got from Gunnar Helm. We'll see what we got from Josh Wiley. There are too many damn unknowns. There's too many of them. And still, I'm giving him here the same amount of passing touchdowns as Caleb had last year, as C.J. Stroud had the year before that. Drake May, last year, had 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions in 14 games. So probably if he plays all 17, he would have gotten about 18 or 19 touchdowns. So he would have had less. But we have a little bit more receiving talent than Drake May has last year. So I'm expecting more there. This is about, if Drake May would have played a full season, this is about what Drake May would have done with less yards. So it's not as bad as, and people will, oh my God, people love to glaze Drake May, if you will. So this is not bad. This would be perfectly fine. I would like this. I'm expecting this. This is what I'm projecting for Cam Ward. Now, on the high end, things are doing really well. Okay, Super Bowls are coming. Look out. Everything is looking great, especially with the receiving core. 64% completion percentage, 3,700 yards, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 92.3 passer rating. This is what I see. I can't go 4,000 yards. Why? Okay, first of all, it's absurd. It's only been done a couple of times or only once. I know Herbert did it. Oh, by the way, Andrew Luck did it. Oh, Andrew Luck, by the way, is a great example. He had 23 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, a great rookie year. Led the Colts to 11-5 record in the playoffs, by the way. With Jameis Winston, funny enough, did it. Herbert did it. The thing those have in common, Justin Herbert had Keenan Allen. C.J. Stroud also did it. C.J. Stroud had Nico Collins. Andrew Luck. Now, Andrew Luck, I'll give him this. That was incredible because they didn't have much, but he spread the rock a lot. So Andrew Luck I'll give him credit for that. Jameis Winston had Mike Evans. So typically, you had an elite wide receiver there. Cam Newton did it. That year, he was just throwing for 300, 400 yards. How rookie year to even start out. So that is outside of the top 10. You know how I talked about how the low end isn't the lowest? There could be lower than that. That's the high end, sure. Could there be higher than that? Sure, but I'm keeping this within, that, like, you know how you have a bell curve? And you have those outliers, let's say, normally actually like the standard deviation of that it's not 10%. I can't remember what the number is right now. But I remember this, 12.5% on both sides. So I'm excluding that, okay? So I'm excluding that. Is there a world where he throws for 4,000 and he throws for 30 touchdowns? Sure. But with this receiving core, I'm not buying it, okay? Look, when they improve next year, like a mentor, might be a Pro Bowl or whatever, okay. Today, no. 11 interceptions. I still see double-digit interceptions. I think he's going to throw some rookie interceptions. I see it, especially considering the fact we're still not that good. It's easier to be in a situation like a C.J. Stroud, although we weren't expecting the Texans to be as good as they were, and a large part of that was due to him. But on a winning team like a C.J. Stroud or Jaden Daniels or Robert Griffin III, and then you don't have to take as many risks. Caleb Williams, again, was an outlier because normally I would expect him to take more risks and throw more picks. But generally speaking, you're going to throw double-digit picks. I still haven't thrown double-digit picks. A weird case, by the way, that a lot of people don't remember. The Jags in 2019, Gardner Minshew, he had only 6 picks. He had 21 touchdowns, 6 picks. Shout out to Gardner Minshew. But I think this is fair and appropriate, and this is what I have. And this would be a 90 anything plus pass ready. You have to love that from any rookie. That would be just fantastic. That would be terrific. And again, 100, has it been done? It was done by Russell Wilson, C.J. Stroud, barely, Jaden Daniels, barely, and then Dak Prescott. But Dak Prescott, I mean, that is a perfect situation. That's a Super Bowl ready team that Dak Prescott got on. Deshaun did it, but only 7 games, and RG3 did it as well. So we'll see. So those are my stat projections for Cam Ward in his rookie year. What are your stat projections? You don't necessarily need to give the low, medium, high. That's just what I wanted to do. That way I just have all, just my overall thoughts. That way I can give a little bit more context in terms of what I'm expecting from Cam Ward. But I'm expecting that middle one that I have. I'm expecting successful rookie year. Would love it. Now let's get some weapons around him. Next year's wide receiver class as of this moment, and things always change, doesn't look as great. The year after looks great. But here's my thing. I don't even want to be close to getting Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams in 2027. Because this year we can go our 6, 7 wins, whatever. The year after should be 9 or 10 at least. And then, okay, could we hypothetically trade up from 18 to 3 to take Jeremiah Smith, or to 5 to take Ryan Williams? I mean, okay, maybe. I think in the meantime, find another wide receiver another way. I don't want to wait for 2027 for me to finally have another number 1 wide receiver. And that's assuming Ayo Manor doesn't end up being that, or maybe Rashard ends up being one of the greatest slot wide receivers in the NFL. So if the 2026 class remains as shaky as it is, and I haven't looked up the free agents, maybe I'll do that. I think last time I did that, I wasn't particularly impressed. In fact, we can do a quick search right now to see what the free agents look like for wide receivers. If I remember correctly, it doesn't look great. So, like in the top 100, okay, there's Terry McLaurin re-signed. He's going to get re-signed. Mike Evans, older, Okay, if Mike Evans is already number 2, then that tells me that this list isn't going to be very good. Debo Samuel, okay, yikes. So we're gonna have to figure something out. Hopefully someone goes on the trade block, whatever. I just don't. The project too far in the future. But anyway, so those are my thoughts. Comment down below your thoughts. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.